My friends, brothers, countrymen, today I will tell you why modern men prefer peace over love. This is a quote by Russian philosopher Dostoevsky. In his time, Dostoevsky saw that people are ready to endure any amount of suffering, if it means they can avoid love. He was so shocked by this that he said, people would rather have a corner in Siberia than love. Now I'll say something even stronger. Modern men would rather live in a cardboard box under a bridge than love. Why? We're going to find out today. Chapter 1: The Illusion of Love. Do you know what love is? Stop. Think about it. You think you do, but I bet my life you don't. Love is pain. If you think love is all warm hugs and kisses, you've been deceived. Let me ask you something. Why do women love jerks? You already know the answer to this, but let me remind you anyway. Women love jerks because they don't have to work for love. It comes easily to the jerk. This makes the woman chase him. With a nice guy, it's the other way around. He has to work for her love. He must do things to earn it. And this is why 99% of good guys never get girls. They are too focused on earning love instead of receiving it. The problem with love is that you cannot calculate it. A man needs certainty. A man needs to be able to predict outcomes. This is how we are wired. This is how our brain works. If you cannot measure something, you cannot control it. Therefore, you will not trust it. Love is like a gambler at the casino. 1 minute you're up, the next minute you're down. You have no idea what will happen, but what you do know is that your emotions are being played with. That is why many men hate love. They had their hearts broken too many times by the woman they thought they loved. So they shut off their feelings, and now they don't feel anything anymore. They became cold and distant. They will never admit it, but deep inside they are terrified of love. I will explain why later. Chapter 2: Masculine Nature. Men are supposed to be warriors. Our ancestors were men who went out into the wild and hunted animals to feed their families. They were courageous and strong, but when they came back from the hunt, they took care of their families. They protected them and loved them. This is what a man is supposed to do: provide and protect. These are the two pillars of masculinity. You either provide for your family or you protect them. What do you think the vast majority of men do today? They sit behind a desk pushing papers and making money, and then they come home and watch TV. This is pathetic, and this is one of the reasons why men hate love. They know they aren't living up to their potential. We were born warriors, but society made us slaves to money and comfort. The job of a man is to blaze trails. No man wants to follow in another man's footsteps. We want to go where no man has gone before. Unfortunately, modern men lack direction. They work for money and stuff, but they never really know why. Listen to that again. Work for money and stuff, but never really know why. Without a strong purpose, without clear goals, men become lost. And when a man is lost, he gives up on everything, including love. This is how pathetic modern men are. Their own father failed them, so now they fail their children. It's a vicious cycle. Chapter 3: Fear of Vulnerability. Men are taught from an early age that showing emotions is a sign of weakness. It's like a little boy who cried wolf. When the real wolf shows up, no one believes the boy. Men are afraid that if they show emotion, they will lose their credibility. They will lose the respect of their brothers. They will look like a little beta male. But listen to me carefully. There is nothing wrong with showing emotions. We were not meant to suppress our feelings. Emotions make us human. They make us alive. This is also why women love jerks. They see right through the nice guy. They know he's hiding his emotions. But the jerk is different. He says exactly what he thinks. He does not care about being politically correct. He does not care about the consequences. He just says it. Of course, you need to be careful and know when to speak your mind and when to keep quiet. But you should never suppress your emotions. The problem with modern men is that they use their emotions to manipulate others. They cry wolf. They pretend to be weak so they can get attention. But you know what? I won't believe you until I see it with my own eyes. Men who truly feel are rare. Most men are dead inside. They have turned into robots without feelings, and that is why most men choose peace over love. Love means pain. Love means chaos. Love means being vulnerable. But peace means calm. Peace means stability. Peace means control. The modern man chooses peace over love because he is afraid of losing himself. Chapter 4: Losing Your Identity. Have you ever heard the term love is blind? Well, it's true. Once you start loving someone, you cannot see their flaws anymore. You ignore all of their bad traits. You ignore their lies. You ignore their cheating. You ignore their manipulation. You ignore their toxic behavior. Why? Because you are blinded by love. But what happens when the relationship ends? You wake up. You suddenly realize what a toxic person you were dealing with. and this is why men hate love. They fear losing themselves in it. When a man loves something, it becomes his whole universe. But what if that thing is destructive? What if that thing is destroying your life? What if that thing is destroying your family? Love can cause a man to do horrible things. It can turn him into a monster. I'm talking about obsessive love, the kind of love that drives a man insane. Have you ever seen a man like that? He's always thinking about the woman. His whole body is filled with lust and desire. He cannot focus on anything else. This kind of love makes a man weak. It turns him into a shadow of his former self. Pathetic. And yes, such men eventually lose themselves in love. They lose their identity. They lose their purpose. They lose their drive. They become empty shells. Such a man would be better off alone. Listen to that again. Such a man would be better off alone. Chapter 5. The Fear of Commitment. We were all raised to believe that marriage is a sacred bond between a man and a woman. Marriage is a beautiful ceremony full of joy and happiness. But behind closed doors, it's a whole different story. Marriage is a compromise. Marriage is routine. Marriage is commitment. Marriage is responsibility. Many men fear this, which is why they prefer to be bachelors forever. Some men have been hurt badly by marriage. They saw their parents get divorced. They saw their father cheat on their mother. Or maybe the man himself cheated on his wife, and he knows he doesn't deserve her anymore. Whatever the reason, men fear marriage. They fear commitment. They would rather die than admit they need someone, and I don't blame them. Our society promotes casual flings. It promotes hookups. It promotes one-night stands. Women are taught to play hard to get, while men are taught to just pick up and move on. We have been desensitized to love. We have been desensitized to relationships. We have been taught to seek pleasure instead of seeking a partner for life. And this is why most men prefer to be alone. They would rather be lonely than be betrayed. Lonely is better than being ripped apart by a broken heart. Chapter 6. The Rise of the Gig Economy. Men used to work at the same company for 40 years. They worked hard to climb up the corporate ladder. But this is no longer the case. Nowadays, most men are freelancers. They work wherever the wind takes them. This is the gig economy. And although it sounds cool, it's not. Here's the biggest problem with it. You have no stability. One day you're working for Google. The next day you're working for Facebook. You never really build a strong network. You're always on the move. And this instability carries over into a man's personal life. A man needs a strong foundation to build a family. But the gig worker lacks this. He is always moving from one place to another. He is always changing jobs. This makes him unattractive to women, and the gig economy is killing romance. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love. Until next time.